YouTube, welcome to my channel. Have you ever lived in the Caribbean or living in the Caribbean and you want to compost and you're renting an apartment? This is ideal. I've tried it. If it works for me, it works for you. But after doing some online search and research and watching YouTube videos and asking questions and putting my own together, trial and error, this is what I came up with. This is a bucket I got. I recycle because I'm just fed up buying topsoil and manure and all those things. So if you could buy just a few ingredients, yeah, it's a good to go. So as I was saying, this is a bucket I use. I put some holes around and underneath and use a container because I'm renting to catch the liquid after wetting it. What I use in my compost is where I live, some soil from here. I bought some topsoil as well. And I mixed with horse manure. I got some of that, some green leafy clippings, as well as some dry twigs and dry leaves and trees, old trees, small, but the trick to it, you must get it fine so it can decompose much faster. I mix all of it together. I put it in layers at first, and then after and I wet it. Every layer I just give a little water and I wet it and I put it in. With that, I decided to do two. For me, the first set compost straight down to dust. It was really nice, and I added more because it wasn't time for me to plant. I didn't ready to plant anything as yet, and I tried it. I decided to try it this time in a bag as well, and I must say, with the black bag, with the heat, with two climate here, we have just rain and sunny season, which is 6 months of each, and from July to December is rainy season, so it's more cool, but the heat is tremendous on the days that it doesn't rain. And I mix all that, it composts. And I must say, to two YouTubers that I watch, one was 1 Yard Revolution. I like with him because what I did when I find my compost wasn't heating up enough and breaking down as fast, and I wanted in a period of time to see how quickly it could be done. He said that you can use coffee grinds. So raw coffee, after you done make coffee in the morning, you keep it back and you make little holes like this. I hope you can see. And it's like planting and putting the coffee straight down into the hole and covering it back up. You make a next little hole, you put some coffee and you cover it back up. It super heats it. Seeing the compost, it's not fully break down, but it's beautiful. This is rich. It still have twigs and leaf clippings and things to break down because it's a small bucket, but it have a lot of enzymes. The only another issue I find with doing this is that I encounter a lot of ants. Biting ants we have down here, black ones, but that's fine. My compost is really good. I want to show you. When you squeeze, it's still moist. I can feel it moist in my hand, but no such a water is coming out. It's a little room temperature, not too cold, but it's pretty not warm either because it breaks down a lot, and this would be a slower process. All I use, these are my buckets. I have two buckets. This one I end up putting more dirt in it and leaving it because ice compost will break down food scraps and everything. And this is what I do, papers, but this is a plastic, but I have something, but I don't put plastic, believe me. And I have all my food scraps. It's terrible. I hope you can see. It's just food scraps, in here and back. So when I have the time, because today is my day off, and I said let me make a video to show anybody, I shred it up small as possible, and what I would do is leave it in this for a while until I get my green clippings, my grass clippings, and some brown leaves and wood chippings and everything like that. And the next video that I follow, that I find within 2 weeks, it really worked, was ammonia and Coke. And what you do, I use a little bottle because this measurement is just good enough to wet it, because you don't want it too wet and you don't want it too dry. I just throw a little bit of ammonia up to here, I eyeball it where my thumb is, and then I put the Coke up to here. I add water, or I use a taller soda bottle. This is a water bottle, and I mix the mixture and I throw it in, and it's super breaks it down very, very fast. High in nutrient. I use any manure I could get. If I get cow, if I get horse, if I get rabbit, it really supercharges it. Right now I got horse. And what I do for my compost as well, I have a container here. I got neem leaves. I think everybody know what neem leaves. Next time I will put it on the video. And what I did, I leave it to dry a little bit, and I grind it, and I have it there. So what I do with that for backup, I throw some of that, the raw leaves when I got it, and I put it in the compost so it doesn't need any. If I don't have the leaves at hand, I would use that because I always get the leaves and things. And what I do for my tree for insects, I mix a little bit of neem, but what I did is you get tap water and you always air it out. 24 to 48 hours is really, really good. Just put a little cover in it so no mosquitoes or anything. And I put a little bit, this is too much here because I mix it in the night and I was tired, and I usually just wet my plants with it, spray it with it. And what I do for my compost as well, I also use eggshells, and I have eggshells. This is eggshell water here, what I use to give my plants calcium. I don't throw it directly on my plants, and this plant is one of it that I can say it works. It was dry now, small now, it's healthy, it's big, it's luscious. I just have a wire, as you can see underneath here, to keep it. And you see it's not much few stems, but we call that rice fern here. And I bought a couple of plants. This is one I got as a gift, Chinese. I haven't used my compost in it yet. I can't wait. And this is another one, a pepper I bought. I planted this on the 24th of the 4th month. I have tagged everybody to see the progress. It went dormant, I find, for a little while because I didn't have much fertilizer, as I said. And I'm working other than doing this. It's a hobby, and in the future would be my lifeline, because I grew up in it, in having animals, and everything was on the ground, and the earth supply everything. Now I have to put in more work because I'm renting. But I hope any questions, anything, just let me know. Post your comments below. Let me know if anybody have a solution for when you're doing apartment in the Caribbean compost and you have ants problem, even for outside. If you encounter that, let me know if it's right, because I think to myself that it eats the microorganism in it when it goes in. But I don't want to use 7 powder or anything like that. As I say, I put neem, and it really doesn't make much of a difference having neem and things. So what I do, I try to spray on the ground here with Baygon or any insecticide what we use inside for mosquitoes or anything like that, and insects. So right where it's resting, and as you see, I don't spray in the container here, I spray underneath so no ants would come close. But when I have to put it out where it's lovely air under the direct sun, to when it's a little too wet to heat up or whatever, it will be on the ground there. So the insects like ants mostly will come. I don't get any earthworms. I'm not fortunate over here to find much, but they have worm clippings or worms for, and I freed worms. I freed crawly things, but I'm getting there. So thank you, YouTube. I hope I've been a help to anybody. Post your questions. I don't always post often because I'm quite busy, and I give thanks to all the people who always have the time to put up their videos and to share their information and knowledge and experience. So any question, comment, let me know. Thank you. Bye bye.